After a very bright opening, Ascot was almost ruined on the second day. As somebody once remarked, England doesn't have weather, it just has samples. And the Wednesday certainly was a pretty good sample of thoroughly wet rain. Bad for trade too, unless you happen to be in the umbrella business. Yes, umbrellas of all kinds, shapes and sizes had to be brought into action. It really was a shame. And of course the royal family had to come in closed cars. True, the rain let up now and again, and it was just possible to get a glimpse of what Ascot ought to be. Grey toppers for men are clearly still the form, and if the women's hats had only been waterproof, they'd have done nicely for umbrellas. There was a field of 20 for the Royal Hunt Cup, a race of just under a mile, and all spectators watching this event must have forgotten about the climate in the excitement of the finish. Mr. J.B. Rank's Hyperbole, breezily up, was away out ahead till the challenge by Sir Percy Lorraine's Wat Tyler, ridden by Gordon Richards. A few yards more, and Wat Tyler might have won, but Hyperbole just held on to take the race by a head. Well, that's enough fun for today, said the weather controller, and down came the rain again. Next day, however, it was much better, and the royal drive along the course provided the real Ascot picture. Following their majesties were Princess Margaret and the Princess Royal. Princess Elizabeth arrived by car. There was a threat of rain, but it was fine enough for fashions, and charming examples of Ascot's smartness in the royal box were followed elsewhere. Hats, as usual, caught the eye, and over on the Heath side, too, some hats were à la mode. Seriously, though, this day's weather sample was up to standard, and people who'd gone all out to wear their very best were not disappointed. They were able to wear it, and some very pretty pictures were the result. Churchill was there with his wife to see his horse Colonist II run, and members of the royal family also went down to the paddock to inspect the field for the Gold Cup. Their walk back from the paddock shows you clearly what a big crowd of racegoers was present. Now for the Gold Cup itself. British pessimists no doubt expected a French victory. Others, not entirely for sentimental reasons, thought the Churchill horse had a chance. But in a minute, they'll be off. The Gold Cup is a real test of stamina, 2.5 miles. And of course, pacemaking comes into the story. First, Pas de Calais led from Ciel Étoilé and Lone Eagle, but as it turned out, this didn't mean a thing. Presently, Mr. Woodward's Lone Eagle was out in front, followed by Alan Drake. Then it was Alan Drake who took over. Rounding the bend, Supertello began to move up. He followed Alan Drake into the straight with Bagheera close behind. And this was where the British victory was won. Douglas Smith, riding Supertello, now brought him out in front of Alan Drake and Bagheera. Fine riding and a gallant horse won the event. Supertello held on to his lead to beat the French filly Bagheera by 3/4 of a length, with Alan Drake third and Mr. Churchill's Colonist II fourth. Miss Sharman Douglas was with the royal party, watching beside Princess Margaret.